What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. It is Tesla Tuesday, so we're going to talk about literally just that. I got to pepper in a little AMC, but we'll get to that. I'm going to talk more about that on the Don Franz Show. We do go live. If you are curious, again, I have two channels. This is all pre-recorded. Just supposed to be short, sweet, to the point. Don Franz Show. I will have my points, but I do that to talk to you guys, so those do get a little ADD, if you will. I never know what I'm going to answer, but perk of doing this for almost 10 years, I don't have to Google a bunch of stuff and pretend that I know. You can actually just ask me on the spot, and we'll answer it and go over it. But first and foremost, Tesla. So this is the last week it's going to be trading at this price. I have seen a lot of people talk about Tesla to 420 is their price target. And I can't tell if that's bullish or bearish. Like, are they just kind of dumb right now? Or, I guess over there. Or are they like bullish after the 3-to-1 split? Next week it will be 3 times cheaper. So if you think Tesla's too expensive, man, do I got some news for you. Next week it'll be a lot less. It'll be about a third less. So that being said, again, I know the media said it's a dividend share and all that. It's a 3-to-1 split. Don't worry about the back end. So whatever shares you have now, you'll have 3 times the amount. Much like when another dividend pays out, or like a spin-off similar to AMC and what's it, Ape. Did you guys notice how your account stayed the same size, but AMC was down? You had Ape shares. Not the best representation, but it's not because it crashed or anything like that. The price didn't go down off bad news. It's just kind of how, math works. So, good news there. What we had this week so far is Tesla gap down. So Friday we sold off into this zone, type 1. I swung it over the weekend too. It did go down to this type 2, which is where I bought more. So today it is up. I did swing that. If you don't know what I mean by type 1, type 2, I have a playlist called How I Trade Stocks. And in there is a video called Perfect Entry Types. Or I think in this place it's How I Enter a Stock. That talks all about it. So my risk and everything all stays the same. I have a stop in place. Type 1, I'm going to buy some. Type 2, I'm going to buy some more. There's a type 3 on the way out. I don't think I'll be doing type 3. I rarely ever do those. With that being said, we technically didn't leave the zone. This is a 4-hour zone, so we only had today anyway. There's only 2 candles in every bit of that. So still a pretty bullish day as far as Tesla goes. The markets in general, I gotta be careful saying this. This is contradictory because I did say if we base out, look for the next leg down. We did nothing today. It was so sideways, but I still kind of think the markets in general are just a tad bit oversold. Not all-time highs kind of bounce, but at least some kind of green. So I still have like a shadow of hope that tomorrow will be green. Maybe that kind of gravity will push Tesla up. As far as just the Tesla chart itself, that just looks like a bull flag setup. Rally and base, nothing about that looked bearish. Unless you're just micro bearish, then I guess that's a bear flag that could pan out. And that's what stops it for. If we get below this zone, at that point we're bearish. We didn't really do that though. So I'm keeping my eye on that. I will say tomorrow if it gaps up, I will not let this trade go red. I'm going to put my stop in the green. My average is right here in the middle. But not direct, like you would think it's directly, because type 1 wasn't right here. It's a little bit down here. But not directly because I did add a little bit more on, so my price is a little bit up. Tomorrow, I don't like putting stops in the green, but if it's a gap, I don't know if it's going to be a gap in crap or anything like that. I don't want a green trade turning red, so if you're ever going to break one of my rules or strategy, because nothing's set in stone. There's no rules to the stock market. I mean, that's like the only rule to the stock market is that there is no rules. It's everybody just playing the buy and sell game, and who can pay who to publish what articles, what opinions are out there. More buyers it goes up, more sellers it goes down. So if you're ever going to deviate from like how I do things, what I tell people is, because I'm going to ask you like, why did you do that? That was kind of silly. But if you have a legitimate answer, then that's fine. If you don't have an answer, then typically I find don't deviate from the plan. Tomorrow I don't want a green trade going red. We have a bull flag, bigger time frame coming out. We know at the end everyone loves to run it up into a split and then sell it to everybody that think like there's a whole lot of people right now that think $900 is too expensive for Tesla, but they'll buy it at $300 when it splits. Right? And the awkward part is they won't buy one share. They'll still buy like 10 shares. They'd rather buy 10 shares at 300 than one share at 900. If that's you, cut that crap out now. That's nonsense. The amount of shares you have means dick. Unless you have 100 shares, you're selling options contracts against it, or hundreds of shares. For everyone that thinks it's too high now, like, you have a certain amount of capital, $1,000. Whether it's $1,001 shares or $1,000 shares, you have that much capital tied to these four letters. So, don't lose sight of that. But anyway, a lot of people think those buyers are going to show up, so they'll buy it up, and then sell to them because they just can't wait to buy it. Maybe that's what they mean by Tesla to 420. We just run this thing up, it splits, lands at 420. That'd be quite the run. That being said, I'm not entirely sold that we get that. If you're comparing this split to the last split, that's silly in my opinion. The last split, and I had this conversation with my mentorship group. It's not a bad. I've seen a lot of people make this assumption, so I don't want to say like you're silly or invalidate your opinion. But the last split, we were in a just record-setting bull market. Like, we're two different scenarios. A split already doesn't do anything. It takes your pizza, and it had 4 slices, and now you have 8. Like, it's still the same pizza. You're still going to eat the same until you get full, no matter how many slices you get. All that's doing is just moving numbers around. Quite literally it. It's just changing an Excel doc. Nothing actually changed with the company. Nothing happens. But, either way, it was a great excuse when the stock market was in the most fantastic bull run we've ever seen. Right now, I don't think it's anything, And maybe people are just onto it, or maybe we're not in the same market, At the time of the last split, all Tesla had to do was flick the lights in the factory, and then there would have been a green candle. Elon had to take a selfie next to the car he drives, and the stock would have jumped 10%. So the fact that Tesla did a split last time was probably borderline the fact that Tesla was just in some news article in a headline, and everyone's like, I'm just going to buy that up. So be careful comparing the past with the present. I know we do that a lot with charts, but there's the psychology behind everything. Like there's price levels, but then there's the how and what all factors we are. So try to remember, bring all the factors. If you're going to compare the past, bring everything in. It's why we can't compare this crash to 2008 as far as real estate goes. Too many things are different. We're talking about apples and oranges. So I'll wrap it up here. Like I said, right now I'm bullish. I don't want that breaking. The markets don't look as hot right now, and if they do start to sell off and break down, Tesla probably will not avoid that sell-off and sell off with it. That being said, looking forward to buying shares in the investment account. As a trader, it'll probably be time to be looking at shorts if we get below that. If for some reason we're below this tomorrow, maybe we don't whole account the puts because like we did here. Not saying this could happen, or it will, but it could. Don't forget, this literally just happened a few days ago. So if it gets below, easy on the Winnie the Pooh status, whole account bears. Still be mindful of your allocation. But if it were to break below and kind of test that from the top, my allocation would be very different if I took the trade here versus here as we retest that. So anyway, I'll wrap it up here. If you're live with me, I'll see you guys on the Don Franz Show. Everyone else, I will see you in the next video.